Travelers, get this, airfares will be lower this summer. Yes, you heard me right. Lower, not higher. Just a little bit. Down a whopping $2.01. With more on this, travel expert Lee Abbamonte. Lee, welcome back to the show. So, really? Okay, so input prices into your average ticket for traveling on an airline, 98% is really the cost of oil, gas, energy, right? It goes down 60%, we get $2.01 back. That's the way that works?
It's really embarrassing. I mean, like a lot of the things that happen with airlines, it's they're making so much money, they're posting record profits, they're saving so much over last year with the price of oil, and they don't pass any of it, $2.01 onto the consumer. So it's really a slap in the face to people who've been loyal to them over the years.
Let's be specific here, because this depends on where you're flying, right? So how does that work, that some flights are cheaper than others?
Yeah, some flights this year are going to be cheaper, but to certain places like New York or San Francisco or London or to some of the big airports in Germany, they're actually going to be more expensive. But flying to places like Hawaii are actually going to be a little bit cheaper. And flights to Europe,
Hawaii cheaper? It's so far away. It seems like it takes more jet fuel to get there.
Because there's more seats flying to Hawaii now than there have been before, because they're jamming seats in and spreading the cost out amongst more customers.
I think this is, the stars are aligned for a fall in airfares. More people jammed onto the planes, right? We've got that. The price of jet fuel has declined dramatically, but we don't get that. Why?
Exactly. They're just being a little bit greedy, obviously, and they're passing it on to their shareholders. They're paying
shareholders first.
Right, shareholders, and then bonuses for employees, and then they claim they're investing in infrastructure and in new planes.
I don't begrudge any company their profits. I really don't. But I think that consumers look to what they're doing and say, you know what, this just doesn't sound right. It doesn't meet the smell test, I guess. So looking forward, what are you seeing for the balance of the summer in terms of airfare?
Well, they're down slightly to certain places, and if you want to fly to Europe, this is probably the best year to do it in the last couple of years because of the decline in oil prices plus the decline in the euro. So you're getting more for your dollar. The airfares aren't going to excite you, but the cost once you're on the ground in Europe is definitely lower.
Okay, the point I want to make here, $14.7 billion, that's the savings these airlines are getting on jet fuel prices. Okay, I want to turn to the customer satisfaction poll for just a second here. JetBlue leading the way. Why?
Well, JetBlue offers, free direct TV to flyers and has long been considered a pretty good airline. It's still considered a discount airline, but I disagree with that. I actually am not.
I know, people always talk about it being a discount airline, and then you go look at the prices and you're like, how is this a discount?
It's super annoying, and they're not really cheaper. To me, personally, I've flown them probably 10 or 15 times. The customer service I don't find very good. I do agree with Southwest probably being the best domestic airline, but I preface that with I hate them all.
I don't even like American Airlines of any sort.
I hate them all.
So just be honest here. So at the bottom of the list, Allegiant, United, Frontier, and Spirit. Any moral to that story? Is there anything those four have in common?
Well, I would rather walk than fly Spirit Air. I refuse to fly them, period. In my opinion, they're the worst airline in the world outside of
You are the cranky traveler. You are so cranky.
I just tell it like it is, Jack.
Yeah, I like that. I'm all about that. Well, okay. I guess we won't get on airlines too much for not sharing every single last penny for us, but it hurts a little bit, right, Lee? Thanks for coming on the show.
Anytime, Jerry, always.
And still a lot more to come.